my name is Paul Revere. I was born in Boston on New Year's Day in 1735. I was the oldest son in my family. As a boy, I liked to play with my siblings, do chores, go to church, and work in my father's silversmith shop. When I was young, we lived by the wharf. It was an exciting place to live. I saw ships unloading goods and people from all over the world. When I was 15, I got the job of ringing the bells at the Old North Shore. I had 16 children and I had 2 different wives. My father died when I was 19, so I had to take over his shop. My first wife's name was Sarah. She died, and then I married Rachel Walker. My father was from France, and his name was Apollos Revoir. She changed our last name because Americans couldn't pronounce it. I went on a ride from Lexington to Concord, spreading the message to my fellow patriots that the British were coming. I was warning Sam Adams and John Hancock that the British were coming to arrest them. I joined the Sons of Liberty because I hated the king's taxes. The high taxes made it hard for people to buy silver, so that affected my business. I created an engraving of the Boston Massacre. We made lots of copies and sent them all over the colonies.
Have you heard of the Boston Tea Party? The Sons of Liberty and I threw the British tea into the harbor to show the king that we hated the taxes. During the war, I was a soldier and I delivered important messages.
Did you know I was not alone during my midnight ride? William Dawes and Dr. Prescott rode with me. I was stopped by British soldiers and they took my horse. I covered the State House dome with copper. I also started the first copper mill in America.
At my silversmith shop, I made teapots, punch bowls, earrings, shoe buckles, clock faces, picture frames, baby rattles, and dog collars. One time, I even made a silver chain for a man's pet squirrel. I fought in the French and Indian War. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote a poem about me in my midnight ride.
My name is Deborah Sampson. I was born on December 17, 1760. I was moved to Thomas family because my mother couldn't afford to feed us. I was lucky because I was able to go to school and able to read, write, and write. Not many girls went to school back then. I wanted to be a soldier.
I secretly joined the Army as a man when I was 21 years old. I was injured by 2 musket balls in the leg and a bullet in the head. I removed a musket ball and left the other one so I wouldn't be discovered. After the war, I became the first female lecturer, where I traveled the country talking about the war. Paul Revere helped me receive a pension of $8 a month for my work in the military.
I married Benjamin Gannett in April 1784. We had 4 children. My husband and I had a farm, but we didn't make a lot of money, so I gave speeches as well to support our family. I died in 1827.
I have 2 names on the back of my gravestones. My real name, Deborah Sampson, and my military name, Robert Sherliff. I am buried in Sharon, Massachusetts.
Hello, my name is Sam Adams. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts on the 27th of September in 1722. I attended Boston Latin School.
As a young man, I enrolled at Harvard University, where I majored in law enforcement. I worked for a merchant and attempted a career as a brewer. I quickly made a name for myself as a politician. As a young man, I enrolled at Harvard University, where I majored in law enforcement. I worked for a merchant and attempted a career as a brewer. I quickly made a name for myself as a politician.
I was married to Elizabeth Checkley and Elizabeth Wells. I had 6 children, all with my first wife, Elizabeth Checkley. I had 4 sons and 2 daughters. John Adams, my cousin, became the 2nd president of the USA.
In 1773, I led the Boston Tea Party. which happened because Massachusetts was mad about England ordering us to pay taxes on the tea. So we threw tea into the ocean. I also signed the Declaration of Independence in 1774, and I was elected governor of Massachusetts in 1789.
I helped start the Sons of Liberty. I helped convince Massachusetts to agree on the U.S. Constitution. I also wrote pamphlets in the newspaper.